Environmental stress is cutting our global food production by over 50%. This is mainly due to the abiotic stresses that are around plants, and it's a silent threat to feeding our world. Abiotic stressors come from non-living environmental factors. Examples of such include drought, which is a lack of water, salt stress, heat stress, cold stress, and a lack of sunlight. These stressors are pretty much everywhere around plants, and climate change is definitely not helping to remove these stressors. However, plants aren't defenseless as they have survival mechanisms that help them survive these stressors. An example of such being the creation of metabolites, specifically secondary metabolites, which plants use as a toolkit in order to survive these stressors. Plants also use phytochemical compounds in order to combat the effects of these stressors. But most high-yield crops are actually more sensitive to these environmental stressors because of the fact that the agricultural industry decided to trade stress tolerance for a larger crop yield and larger quality. However, solutions are coming onto the horizon due to advances in scientific technology, with practices such as breeding or using precision agriculture tools, or even using genetic modification in the form of CRISPR-Cas or another genetic reinsertion tool. We are able to basically remove most of the harmful effects from these stressors. A lot of these practices are being implemented, and plants are actually getting better when it comes to stressors. However, it's still an issue, and a lot of the agricultural industry still has a very big problem when it comes to stressors. With these tools, we have been able to help a lot of plants gain this sort of stress tolerance that helps them survive in the harsh conditions that kind of we created with civilization, and we're actually doing a pretty good job of fixing most of the things. However, it is still a large problem in the agricultural industry.